Hello, my name is Alex with the City of Los Angeles Department of Transportation, or LADOT, and today I'm going to share with you about proposed safety and transit improvements for the Lincoln Fast Forward project on Lincoln Boulevard in Venice. LADOT is partnering with Councilmember Mike Bonin's office on a thorough engagement process to ensure that the community has the opportunity to provide input. This way, we can develop the right project to meet the needs of the community. We are also working with the City of Santa Monica's Big Blue Bus, since they operate bus lines on Lincoln between Santa Monica and LAX Airport. The Southern California Association of Governments has provided us resources to help conduct outreach to the community. And finally, because Lincoln Boulevard is a state highway, we are actively working with Caltrans, the California Department of Transportation, to identify the best path forward for street improvements. This presentation will cover 4 topics: existing conditions on Lincoln Boulevard and why this project is needed, the design tools that LADOT can use to address the issues on Lincoln, what those tools could look like on the street, and how the community can provide feedback and help shape the project. Here's what Lincoln Boulevard looks like today. The Lincoln Fast Forward project area consists of a 1.1-mile segment of Lincoln Boulevard between the Santa Monica city border at Commonwealth Avenue to the northwest and Venice Boulevard to the southeast. To give you some geographic references, this is a map of some businesses and resources that we have identified as part of the community fabric of Venice. This is what Lincoln street design looks like right now. 2 lanes in each direction, 1 center left turn lane, and parking on each side of the street. Caltrans' standard lane width for travel lanes on state highways is 12 feet. Each parking lane is 8 feet wide. Lincoln has a history of safety issues. The street is part of the Vision Zero high injury network, where the highest concentration of fatal and severe traffic collisions occur. 6 people, including 5 pedestrians, died as a result of a car crash on Lincoln between 2009 and 2019. 30 more were severely injured. Because of this, we've made Lincoln one of our top priorities for safety improvements. In addition to a need for safety improvements, we've also found that transit service can be unreliable on Lincoln. On average, 890 people travel southbound on Lincoln by bus between 4 and 7 p.m. In Santa Monica, an existing bus-only lane on Lincoln allows the bus to travel at an average speed of 16.5 miles per hour during evening commute hours. Once the bus crosses into Venice, where there is no bus lane, it slows down to only 6.8 miles per hour. Because buses operate in mixed traffic and have to pull over to make stops, transit service is slower, and it's hard to know if the bus will be on time. This is why we're working with Big Blue Bus to improve bus service on Lincoln. There are 3 goals we want to achieve through the Lincoln Fast Forward project. First, we want to improve safety on Lincoln Boulevard for everyone, whether they drive, walk, bike, roll, or take the bus. Second, we want to improve transit reliability on Lincoln so that bus riders can get to their destinations more easily. This will help us achieve our 3rd goal, which is to make Lincoln work more efficiently for everyone. Now, let's take a look at what we have in our street design toolbox to solve these problems on Lincoln. First, we're considering a bus-only lane during evening commute hours. A bus-only lane gives buses a dedicated space to operate, which increases bus service reliability and on-time performance. On Wilshire Boulevard, we found that a bus-only lane during morning and evening commute hours resulted in a 12% time savings for buses. Bus-only lanes can also improve the flow of traffic by separating private vehicles traveling through the corridor from buses, which make frequent stops and have to pull in and out of lanes. We're also looking at improved pedestrian crossings, which combine a few safety measures, such as the high-intensity activated crosswalk, or hawk signal. This pedestrian signal works like a flashing pedestrian beacon combined with a full traffic signal. Hawk signals are recommended for streets with more than 1 lane of traffic in each direction. A person who wants to cross the street pushes a button to activate the hawk signal. The signal will flash yellow for a few seconds, switch to a solid yellow light, and then turn to solid red, like a regular signal, to stop traffic on the street while people cross. The lights are dark when not activated. Studies have shown that drivers comply with hawk signals more than 95% of the time. which is similar to the rate of full traffic signals. Another safety tool to use with improved pedestrian crossings are high-visibility crosswalks. Our standard continental-style crosswalk includes bold zebra-striped markings to clearly define where pedestrians are expected to be crossing, in addition to markings that show drivers where to stop at the intersection. These stop bars are more visible to drivers and encourage them to yield to people crossing the street. A protected left turn gives a green arrow to left-turning vehicles at an intersection with a full traffic signal. This allows drivers to turn left without worrying about oncoming traffic. It also helps eliminate conflicts with pedestrians crossing the street onto which the driver is turning. Drivers would only be able to turn left when the arrow is green. When the arrow is red, pedestrians can cross the street. A leading pedestrian interval, or LPI, gives people a head start when crossing the street. Depending on the intersection, an LPI gives people an extra 3 to 7 seconds to start walking before the traffic signal turns green. This helps reduce conflicts between pedestrians and turning vehicles by making pedestrians more visible. LPIs can also help our most vulnerable people by giving them extra time to cross the street. Finally, we're considering pedestrian refuge islands. A pedestrian refuge island gives people a place to wait while they're crossing the street, especially if they don't have enough time to cross in one cycle. This allows pedestrians to navigate one direction of traffic at a time instead of worrying about two-way traffic at once. Now, let's see what some of these tools might look like if we implemented them on Lincoln. LADOT and Santa Monica Big Blue Bus are proposing a bus-only lane on Lincoln from 4 to 7 p.m. on weekdays in the southbound direction only. This would extend the existing bus lane from the Santa Monica border at Commonwealth Avenue about 1 mile south to Lucille Avenue, just short of Venice Boulevard. The bus would travel in the existing parking lane, so no travel lanes would be eliminated as part of this project. Similar to other bus lanes in the city of Los Angeles, people riding bikes would be allowed to use the bus lane. Here, you can see what the bus-only lane would look like on Lincoln at Marco Court facing north. The bus is using the curbside parking lane. Signs on the street would indicate that only buses, right-turning vehicles, and bicycles can use the lane between 4 and 7 p.m. in the southbound direction. In order to make a bus-only lane possible, the parking lane would need to be widened from 8 feet to 12 feet. This would be done by narrowing the width of some of the travel lanes on the street from 12 feet to 11 feet. Caltrans' standard lane width on state highways is 12 feet, so LADOT would need to get special approval from Caltrans to implement this project. For this reason, we are not proposing an additional northbound bus-only lane at this time. The southbound bus-only lane was chosen because delays are worse for the evening commute than for the morning commute. Because the bus-only lane would use the parking lane during evening commute hours, we expect some parking impacts. We found that approximately 79 parking spaces would be lost between 4 and 7 p.m. due to bus lane operations. However, a 2019 study showed that the parking on Lincoln is underutilized during rush hour. Only 30% of on-street parking spaces on the southbound side of the street are occupied at 5 p.m. Here is what an improved crosswalk could look like on Lincoln at Vernon Avenue, facing south. The bus-only lane is on the southbound side of the street. A hawk signal overhead is solid red, and a car has stopped at the stop bar to yield to pedestrians so that they can cross the street safely. On the left, you can see another safety improvement that we are considering, a curb extension. This uses paint and plastic bollards to slow turning vehicles and reduce the crossing distance for pedestrians. Now that we've given you our thoughts for improving Lincoln Boulevard, we want to hear from you. We've created an online survey in English and Spanish for businesses and community members to provide feedback on our project proposal. The survey is open until November 30th. To access the survey, go to ladot.lacity.org/Lincoln. That's ladot.lacity.org/LINCOLN, or text Lincoln to 47177 to receive a link to the survey. We're also mailing out postcards to businesses and residents in the area to let people know about the project. The postcard will include a link to the survey and information about upcoming virtual workshops. We will also have signs posted up and down Lincoln between September and November so people can see what the project could look like on the street. The signs will include the link to the survey as well as the text number. In addition to the survey, we have a feedback map available on our LADOT Livable Streets website. You can use the feedback map to pinpoint specific concerns or ideas on Lincoln. For a video tutorial on how to use the map, visit the LADOT official YouTube channel, or search your internet browser for How to Use the Feedback Map on ladotlivable.streets.org. We're also meeting with community groups and holding workshops to make sure that we get as much input as possible on this project. We have reached out to present to the Venice Neighborhood Council and the East Venice Neighborhood Association. If you have ideas for other organizations we can connect with, please let us know. We're also holding virtual workshops for the general community on Thursday, October 8th, and for the Lincoln business community on Wednesday, October 14th. You can find the registration link when you take the survey at ladot.lacity.org/Lincoln. Here's a look at our outreach schedule. From September to November 2020, we will have our survey available, engage the business community, and hold virtual workshops for people to provide input. From December 2020 through January 2021, we'll take the feedback we've received and update the design to reflect those community contributions. We plan to come back to the community in February 2021 to give an update on the project design and to get more input before we proceed with a more detailed design and Caltrans permit applications in the spring. If you have any questions about the project or would like to provide input, you can email Matt Gertz, the project manager, at matt.gertz@lacity.org. To join our email list to receive updates on the project, visit the project website at ladotlivable.streets.org/projects/Lincoln or ladotliveblestrojects.org/projects/LINCOLN. Finally, you can call LADOT Vision Zero at 213-632-9564 to leave a verbal comment or question for us. Thank you for taking the time to give us your feedback and to make Lincoln Boulevard a safer street for all.